Hello students, once again welcome back to my channel. Through my channel I am trying to make science simpler for you all, and therefore I would like you to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed till now, and I will be with you throughout your journey for your classes 8th, 9th, 10th and like that. So do subscribe, like and share to my channel. And here we begin with the next video, the fifth video on the topic electricity for class 10, where I am going to tell you about the resistance of a system of resistors. Now here a set of words have come, system of resistors. First, let us try to understand what is system of resistors. In the previous video, we had done Ohm's law. The link you can find in the description box, and from there we learnt a term resistance, and we also know that any wire having a high resistance is called a resistor. And when I say system of resistors, it means that we are taking more than one resistor and we are trying to combine them and then see how the current changes for the given potential difference. Okay, now to connect the resistors we have two methods. One is connecting them in series and the other is connecting them in parallel. So first of all, what should be very clear to you is how do we connect in series, or what is a series connection and what is a parallel connection. Beginning with the series connection first. In series connection, suppose I have got three resistors, say A, B and C. If I take these three resistors and connect them one after the other, I take the first resistor, I know these are the wires, then I take the second resistor and connect it across this end like this. Then I take the third resistor and connect it across this end. This type of connection is known as a series connection, also referred to as a end-to-end connection. For example, I have taken over here two wires, and if I connect these wires one to the other like this, this type of connection is a series connection. Then we have the parallel connection of the resistors, that is the system of resistors. In the parallel connection, suppose we have these three resistors and we have to connect them in parallel. What we will do is, we will take the open end of all the three at one point and twist them together like this. Suppose this is the A resistor, then this is the B resistor, and this is the C resistor, A, B and C. We have taken open end of all these three, brought them together here, and open end of all these three, brought them together here. Such a type of combination is referred to as a parallel combination. This can be done for two resistors, 3, 4 and the like, whatever is the requirement. So if I take the two wires, I take these two ends and coil them together, and I take the other two ends and I bring them together. This type of combination or connection is referred to as a parallel connection. Now let's proceed. After this, if you remember, in the previous video we had discussed that in any circuit a ammeter is connected in series and a voltmeter is always connected in parallel. understanding this is also very important. So let's see what it is. Suppose I have these two circuits. One is the series circuit and the other is the parallel circuit. If in the series circuit I have here the battery and I connect an ammeter over here, I have a switch and the circuit is complete. This is the direction of flow of current, always from the positive terminal. Okay. Now we have said an ammeter is connected in series. Now children, you should know and remember now that an ammeter is a very low resistance device. An ammeter has very low resistance so that it can offer an easy flow to the current. So when the ammeter is connected in series and the current is flowing, ammeter being a low resistance device allows easy passage of current, and therefore whatever current is flowing in the circuit, it records that current. It does not stop the flow of current, therefore measuring becomes easy. If this ammeter is connected in parallel, then suppose I connect this ammeter in parallel to this resistance. Ammeter is a very low resistance device. So as the current will flow, what is going to happen? More current will flow through this ammeter and very little current will flow through A. Therefore, what actually I am trying to find out that how much current and voltage is flowing through ABC. No current will go from A and it will flow through ammeter only, because ammeter is having low resistance and will allow for an easy flow of current. Current wants to and tries to move through that path through where it will get a easy flow. Don't we also do like that? Whenever we are traveling, we try to move through areas which are less crowded, which do not obstruct us. Same way, current also tries to flow through a path which does not obstruct it. So ammeter being low resistance does not offer restriction to the flow of current. So the major current begins to flow through this and no current will flow, or very little current will flow through the resistor A, and hence our experiment will not be correct. So this is the reason for connecting the ammeter in series. Now we will see why a voltmeter is connected in parallel. Suppose I have a resistance and a battery, a key, and here it is. Now I connect a voltmeter to this in parallel. This is correct. Why a voltmeter has to be connected in parallel is, just like an ammeter is a very low resistance device, a voltmeter is a very high resistance device. A very high resistance device, and we just said that when the current begins to flow, the current wants to flow through an easy path. So between these two, the current will make a choice of flowing through the resistance. And because the current will flow through this resistance, we will get the correct value of the current, and the potential difference flowing through this current can be recorded through the resistor. The amount of current flowing through it we can record easily over here, and the potential difference we can record here. Now, what is more important and the most important, what is more often asked is a derivation for the combination of resistors in series and in parallel. So let's begin with the combination of resistors in series. Okay, we are doing combination of resistors in series. A very important topic, very often asked in the examination. So we can say important from the examination point of view also. It is a very scoring topic, and therefore please pay attention and try to understand how we go about this. Now we are trying to make a setup, and whatever I am explaining you over here will be a part of the theory which you write. So we say, let there be 3 resistors and let us name the three resistors as R1, R2 and R3 connected in series and connected across a battery. We have a key and we have an ammeter connected in the circuit to measure the current, and we will also connect the voltmeter one by one. That I'll let you know as we proceed. Now it is when we plug in the key, first of all we will note the ammeter reading and then we will note the voltmeter reading and record all these observations which we are doing. As we plug in the key, what we will do is, before doing it, first I will take the ammeter and connect it between R1 and R2. First the ammeter will be connected over here. So as the current will flow through this, the ammeter will record the resistance, will record the current only when the current is passing through R1. Suppose at this moment the value of current is I, then we disconnect it from here, we connect it between R2 and R3. Again we note the value of current, and it is observed that in this case here also between R1 and R2, between R2 and R3 also the value of current is I, and then finally when we connect it after R3, the ammeter over here, then also we find the value of the current to be I. So from this much part of the experiment we can conclude that in a series combination of resistors, the value of current remains same. Means in a series circuit, same current flows throughout the circuit. Now we also have to find the value of potential difference across the circuit. So we leave our ammeter here and then we take one voltmeter. This is the ammeter. Then we take a voltmeter and first we measure the current across all the three resistors, that what is the current flowing in the circuit. So first we measure the value of potential difference through the entire circuit and say we find the potential difference across the circuit to be V. Then we take the voltmeter and connect it only across R1. We know that voltmeter is connected in parallel, and across R1 let us observe that the potential difference is V1. Similarly, we will disconnect it from here, then connect here, followed by this one. So it will be removed from here, connected to the second resistor. The value of potential difference across only the second resistor is also noted, and say it comes to V2, and then across R3 it becomes V3. So we observe that in a series circuit the potential difference across each component is different, but the current across each component is same. And it is also observed that the total of these three potential difference is equal to the total potential difference of the circuit or of the combination. So we say it is observed that V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now using Ohm's law, which is V is equal to IR, we can also write V is equal to IR is equal to, what is V1? V1 is I, because the current through the combination is same, into R1. Similarly, V2 is I into R2 and V3 is I into R3. So using Ohm's law, we can change this expression into this form. Now we see that on the right hand side, I is common. So we will bring out I common from there. I get IR is equal to I common R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then I and I cut from here, and the net resistance of a circuit in which the resistors are connected in series is calculated or derived to be R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this is the expression for the net resistance of a combination of resistors in series. Now quickly, I suppose in this particular question only, say R1 is 3 ohm, R2 is 4 ohm and R3 is 5 ohm. Then suppose the question is asked, what is the net resistance of this circuit? Then we will say that the net resistance is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, which is equal to 3 plus 4 plus 5, which gives me 12 ohm. So the overall resistance of the circuit is much greater than any one resistance, and the total resistance offered by the circuit is 12 ohms. I hope this is clear. And now I will take up one numerical, which is U based on this combination of resistors in series. So just hold on for a minute and I'll be with you with a numerical. Okay, so let this diagram also go. Whatever question is given to us, we'll try to make a diagram based on that information, and we will record the information and try to solve it. Watch carefully and then you can practice 1 or 2 questions from your book. Any problem, I'm always there for your help. Okay, so I have a question here for you which says, yes, there is a resistance of 6 ohm, there is one resistance of 6 ohm which is connected to a 4 ohm resistor, in series. What can I draw from this much information? A resistance of 6 ohm is connected to a 4 ohm resistor in series. A 6 ohm resistor and a 4 ohm resistor connected in series. A potential difference of 12 volt is applied. So we have to make a battery over here which is showing a potential difference of 12 volt. We mention the potential difference like this. We have to calculate the value of I of the circuit, the current in the circuit. This is one thing asked, and we have to find the potential difference across the 6 ohm resistor. These two things are asked from us. So this much diagram can be drawn in the question, though the ammeter is not mentioned, so we need not draw it also, but we have taken it here, so let it be. Now the first question is, we have to find the current through the circuit. The current through the circuit will be a result of both the resistors, and we have the potential difference here. So how do we go about it? First of all, I will find the net resistance of the combination. It is a series combination, so my formula will be R is equal to R1 plus R2. Then R is equal to 6 plus 4, which gives me 10 ohm. Now I have the value of R. V is already given to me 12 volt. Using Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. I can easily find I of the circuit. What is V? V is 12 is equal to I into 10. I is equal to 12 upon 10 is equal to 1.2. It is current, so ampere. Now suppose they ask, find the current across 6 ohm resistor. Children, here you will have to use your knowledge that in series the current remains same. So same value of current 1.2 ampere will flow through the 6 ohm resistor also and will also flow through the 4 ohm resistor. So in case it is asked, no need to calculate, you simply write 1.2 ampere because in series current remains the same. But over here now they have asked the potential difference across the 6 ohm resistor. This is the second part of the numerical, and we know that in series the potential difference is different for different resistors. Now because it is asked across the 6 ohm resistor, which was R1, so I will use the formula V1. I am trying to find V1, and V1 is equal to IR1. Alright, so V1 is equal to, how much is the I? I is 1.2 and R is 6. So I get V1 is equal to 7.2 volt. So how much is the voltage across this resistor? It is 7.2 volt because I know that in series potential difference is different. And if current is asked, we quote the same current because it remains the same. I hope this is clear to you. Next is combination of resistors in parallel, which will be dealt in the next video, link to which you can find in the description box. Continue watching. Thank you. Keep happy.